one after another. They won multiple team fights. They got multiple pickoffs. Are we going to see the return of a tri-lane here? Because Crystal Maiden and Undying's being the pickup. I mean,
I think it just punished a really weird and bad orange tri-lane.
Well, they saw Anti-Mage third pick, and they're like, well, Anti-Mage tri-lane, a joke. Anti-Mage solo bot, we'll RTK Darkseer him. So they had a draft advantage, I want to say, going into it.
Yeah.
But
I definitely agree that this 3 smoke dance was the key thing. That was where they looked to turn. Orange were actually ahead, had better lanes. Well, in theory, they had better lanes. They were ahead in the bottom lane. Anti-Mage was crashing. Mid lane was going well. They brought the mag in as well. The top tri-lane should have gone a little bit better, but end of the day, things didn't work out for them. We'll take it back to the analyst panel, see what they had to say, and see what they think is going to be happening in game number 3.
Welcome back to the Thunderdome, guys. Crystal Maiden, 29% win rate going into this match in 2013, but she finally gets a win on the board here today.
Is it really that bad?
It's really that bad.
Okay, so what really hurt Orange there was that they did that offensive tri-lane, right, with that Windrunner, the Rubik, and Alina.
Against Undying.
And that did not do a whole lot. They didn't have enough kill power. I mean, who are you going to initiate it on? As long as the CM plays back, the Undying will always drop the Tombstone, and then you can't fight in that.
And even if you kill the CM, you lose 2 or 3 heroes running away.
Exactly, and that's what the strength of the Undying does. And, I mean, Burning played that really well, but special shout-out to Super on that Clockwork. He played that game phenomenally. I mean, the amount of times he found Mushi, and they were able to kill because of him.
Right.
I mean, they were able to pressure repeatedly over and over again, whereas Burning, for the most part, I mean, he does what Burning does. And then that fight at bottom, it looked kind of decent for a second, where he got a 3-man RP off, and then from there, things kind of just spiraled out of control. That was like the game-deciding fight for me.
I didn't even feel like DK played the tri-lane that well. You look at that tower dive top where they all dove way past the tower. They end up losing. Their Alchemist. Burning dies, as well as, I believe, the Crystal Maiden QQQ overextended. I actually didn't feel like DK played the tri-lane that well, giving up unnecessary kills. But Orange didn't win heavily enough. I look at this matchup in Blitz, for me, I'll take Burning over Mushi on a late-game hard carry any day. I just think in the big spotlight, as good of an individual laning player as Mushi is, the knock on him has always been his mid to late-game decision-making, his item selection, getting that BKB there. You can kind of understand why he went for it, but they really needed a Manta style too. Didn't help him that first usage. I mean, from the item selection just to getting picked off a couple of times, I think DK is the clear edge there, but just in general, it seems like Orange as a team, they have a bigger ability to win the laning stage, but I feel they have to. Without that, I just don't see them taking this third game.
Yes, definitely. And actually, did you watch when Burning and I think Mushi had a Battle Fury around the same time with Treads?
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, Burning had an Assault Curse and a Shadow Blade.
He did have Grievous Grid on the side, so part of that's the hero, but I mean, part of it was just Mushi getting picked off a few times.
Yes, that fight at bottom was honestly just... I mean, they hit the 3-man RP, so it looked deceptively like a good fight. But then Mushi goes back in. He gets killed by the Alk stun, right?
Right.
And then from there on, they lost 6 heroes. The Rubik bought back, and then from there, things just completely spiraled out of control. Because they had the kill lead going into that, too.
They did. I felt like for RNG Sports, just wasn't really the right draft. The tri-lane, like you said, there was a lot of weaknesses with it. That's all behind us now for RNG Sports. They're not out of it yet. They're going to head into Game 3. Sure, they've lost this game. They still have a shot. So for me, what I would like to see is a more aggressive lineup. Put Mushi on someone who can snowball, like a gyrocopter if you want to go for more of a hard carry, even something like the Queen of Pain, something that can control the tempo, dominate the lane early, and get aggressive. Don't put him on a hard carry. Don't try to play 4 Protect 1, because I just don't think that plays to Orange's strengths. But, Blitz, what do you think?
No, I completely agree. I think Orange works well where they can rotate around the map better, and then they can fight as like a 4- and 5-man group where you can see Mushi's individual skill really shine, and then you pressure DK. You don't let Burning just get a bunch of items. You put the pressure on. I mean, I think Orange is the team that's better at ganking and rotating their supports.
Their early game movement is way better than DK's. That's where DK supports really struggle, but the mid-game decision-making, that's where DK seems to have the edge.
I would personally disagree a bit in the sense, I don't think Anti-Mage was the problem there. I think Anti-Mage is a hero that Mushi's had actually a pretty high win rate on and great
50%
success.
win rate.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame that game on the Anti-Mage pick at all. I think it was the rest of the Orange draft, which was just very questionable. I think Anti-Mage is an okay hero if you build around the Anti-Mage, which they didn't.
Yeah, I agree. The Windrunner didn't really do a whole lot for them from start to finish. I mean,
the tri-lane didn't go that well, even
really
when DK overextended.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a lot of right-click damage or anything like that. And she got like a 15, 16-minute force staff.
Yeah, what does that really bring to the team?
Exactly.
I mean, Undying probably brings more just with the Tombstone alone.
And
that's your farmer in the tri-lane too.
So in that sense, I felt like DK had something go right for them where they had a good fight at the bottom T1, and things kind of just came to them instead of them having to force anything.
Yeah.
And then good smoke ganks as well, just kind of led to a snowball win, and I mean, Burning does what Burning does best.
Let's see what Orange decide to do in Game 3. Will they go for the anti-mage? Will they go for the hard carry for Burning? Or will they prefer the snowball style? I think they're going to have a better chance if they go snowball, but Orange, they know best. They've got to pull it together now, or DK are going to take them down again. Last time these two teams met at the G1 League Season 4 in the semifinals, it was DK who prevailed 2-0, but it's a new day. It's a new year. They have one more shot. That Game 3, that decider, coming up after this. Stay tuned, guys.
They have so many summons just to tank the towers and push early. I mean, something we don't talk about very often, but the Sprout plus Shackle mechanic, it's a free Shackle every time.
On the side of the Alliance, we've got S4. Many have called him the best solo mid in the West, certainly up there in the conversation. He'll be taking his Magnus to the middle lane, and oh boy, has he won a lot of games with big RPs for this team in the past. Then we've got Ake on his signature Chen. He's been playing this since before you were born. Loda on the Phantom Assassin, a new hero that he's sort of brought into the pool of carry heroes. Something that Loda's really known for is introducing new heroes as carries, and he's been pretty strong in this one in the past. EGM taking the Windrunner, heading for the time being towards the top rune. Generally, they do run a defensive tri lane. I doubt he'll be in the lane there, but probably just going to place a ward, scout out the rune. Bulldog at the base for the time being as that Nature's Prophet. And that's the Alliance. Blitz, go ahead, introduce Orange for me.
We have Extinct, right, playing the Shadow Demon. Mushi going to be playing that Gyrocopter, which I'm really excited to see. Net with the Domino Steam icon, going to be playing that Sand King.
Sponsor this man. They love their dominoes.
Seriously, I can get behind that.
I didn't even know they had it in
they
Malaysia.
just killed the Courier?
Oh my god.
They actually just sniped. Did you hear that?
Dyer's Courier. Oh, did Bulldog just kill it?
I just heard Dyer's Courier has been killed.
Yeah, let's see if we can find out where it died.
I don't think Bulldog did. He has Nature's Call level 1. Where could it have died?
We have analysts here.
There's no...
Nobody saw this.
Did nobody... what just happened? Because he didn't TP. So does that mean they brought out... Oh god. Okay, I don't actually know what's going on. And Ohio going to be playing that Lone Druid, and KYXY playing that Queen of Pain.
Jesus Christ. I have no idea what happened.
Oh, the Treants at top lane killed it.
Why was the courier there? I'm so confused.
Things, I guess.
Well, that's a gimme.
That's huge boon to them.
That's not a good way to start this game if you're Orange.
No, it just gave everybody so much gold to work with.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 3 of Orange versus Team DK. We are now going to find out who advances onto the next round of the playoffs. We're refueled. You've had some eggs, something. Big shout out to Curtis, AUI 2000, who is our personal cook for the week. That's why we actually hired him.
Yeah, for the cooking and nothing else.
Yeah.
But let's actually go into
professional analysis. We're not getting in the game, Lumi. We're going to praise Kurt's cooking some more.
Yeah, okay. He's actually
No.
helped us make some fried rice, which is really good. Ben could cook a mean salmon. Like, it was legit. But all right, let's
no, we're not going to go anywhere.
go back to Game 3 of Orange versus DK. Loser goes home, winner moves on to face LGD Gaming.
Yep, absolutely. DK are going to be playing over on that Radiant side once again, like they were in Game 1. They've got the first pick this time around. Immediate ban onto a Hyo's Mag, although last game, Mag didn't work out too well for Orange. I almost feel like this is a hero worth laying through the pool. I feel like we've been seeing how Clockwork in some ways is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous than a Mag.
Yeah, they also had a lot of trouble. The Blink Dagger came out really early, and they were able to trade favorably when they land some big RPs. If not the mech that came so fast for RTK, they would have lost all those fights. So, in his own right, Magnus is still a very powerful hero, but you're right, I agree with you. I think Clockwork counters him pretty hard.
I'm wondering if we're going to see Lifestealer finally slip through the pool once. It's
I
happened
can't.
one game the entire tournament, which was a calculated decision from Alliance.
I can't. If Orange throws away Lifestealer right now,
And like the biggest game of the tournament for them.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be bigger games if they win this and go on to versus LGD, but at this point, this is the biggest game so far for them in the tournament.
I mean,
they can get Lone Druid in return, but I don't know if it's worth it.
I mean, if you show that you could give away Lifestealer and you have a prepared strategy to beat Lifestealer, that's a pretty big deal in its own right, but I'm not sure whether you could take that risk. Lifestealer, for those of you guys that don't watch professional Dota too much, he's one of the hardest hero to kill early on. He doesn't need too much gold to actually give you damage. He's very fast, he's very mobile.
And he's also banned.
He's also banned, so let's not talk anything about him, because I don't expect we'll see him very much.
It's one of those things when you get this late in the tournament, though, because DK have not used him for a single game. If you leave him in the pool, suddenly it's like, well, DK get him, but they haven't had a single game of practice with him. At least not since their previous scrims.
I'm pretty sure they had enough practice with him with every other time they played Lifestealer.
I think it's a risk you could maybe take at some point later on in the tournament. We're going to see Shadow Demon actually banned in the last 2 games and get first picked, and this hero is, as far as supports go, kind of OP. I don't think he's like a hero that needs nerfing necessarily. It's just that he does so much more than any other support hero in the game.
Yeah, we kind of made a joke about Visage returning as a top tier. This is the king of supports.
Yeah.
You know, some might disagree in terms of who you ask. Wisps is definitely up there. Wisps is in the game.
I don't think there's a better support hero in the game than Shadow Demon. The most well-rounded support hero. Fantastic early game, mid game, late game. He's got it all. He's got.
He doesn't have a stun. That's the only kind of gripe.
Well, disruption can, like, I mean, it's a. If you want to disrupt a spell, you can.
Sure, definitely.
It's a setup, and as well, it's a setup. It does absolutely everything, this hero. You can scout using Shadow Poison. You can do damage over time. You can purge through BKB.
Stack camps, farm camps. Yeah. He just does a ton. So we'll see how DK moves on here with their pickup. Gyrocopter and Nyx Assassin going to be the first and second pick for Orange Esport. And we see Mushi play a ton of times, and I'm going to say I'm not a big fan of Mushi's Gyrocopter, but with that said, I think Gyrocopter complements Orange lineup generally very well, because they're a team that can play early. Gyrocopter gives you the early game power. They play mid. Gyrocopter gives you that. If it extends late, Gyro also give you that. So it's just a very versatile carry in that own right.
Yeah, his Gyrocopter hasn't stood out too much for me, but I do like the hero in Orange. But this is very similar back to their Game 1 draft. They had the Gyrocopter, Nyx Assassin, this sort of global type line. Do they even go back for the Nature's Prophet? Do they third pick the Clock? Oh, sorry, Clockwork banned up.
Yeah.
Just noticed that. Okay. So no Clockwork this time around. The 2 big solo mid-game controlling heroes both banned out. That means we're sort of looking more towards heroes like Beastmaster, maybe even going for those sort of more mobile solo mids. Your Puck, your Queen of Pain getting picked up as solo mids. Templar Assassin, another possible, a very orange hero. Mushi as well as Ahaya both play fantastic TAs. The one other hero, just quickly bring up, you mentioned this a lot, is Tinker.
Yeah.
The Orange even go for that.
We haven't even seen Tinker for a longest time, but now we see Kunkka and Anti-Mage. And seeing this kind of dual core combo, you can't go for Tinker anymore.
This is like classic DK.
It
when
really
in doubt,
is, right?
When in doubt, Anti-Mage.
And you know, you have the SC Kunkka combo in the mid game. They don't even need the disrupt to land the stun.
Yeah.
Torn is magical in its own right. Anti-Mage will be killing magical dealing stuff by himself because he's the Anti-Mage.
It's like DK motto is just like stay calm and Anti-Mage.
Yep.
Game 3.
10 seconds
We've got this.
remaining.
Game 3 and Game 1 of next game against LGD, because when you get Kunkka and Anti-Mage, I think Orange need to...
Every series LGD DK is just Anti-Mage, Lone Druid.
Yeah.
These super carries. But we aren't there yet. We have Orange who are... I mean, we've seen them go 50-50 with DK 2 games in a row. They put up great showings. They took one of them. They lost the second, but Here they are, one more pick going their way. Where do you think they need to sort of start looking for... If they want a Nature's Prophet, I feel like they almost need it to get early and now.
I don't think Nature's Prophet is going to be the big deal here. Not against X marks the spot, as well as a carry that could jump right on top of you, and suddenly you're... I mean, he's a range hero, but at the same time, when somebody collapses on him, he's so squishy that he gets killed easily, especially if there's some dust for that.
Not good against
Shadow Blade.
Anti-Mage particularly.
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether you go Nature's Prophet here. I don't think DK needs to waste quote-unquote a ban on this as well. I'm actually somewhat surprised, or somewhat
I think they go
curious.
Chen. I'd go Chen. They play so well with it. Extinct is, in my opinion, best Chen outside of, one of the best Chens outside of China, like up there with Aki maybe. And it's just, well, I don't even think China has that many good Chen players, so I don't know why I'm saying outside of China here, but he plays it so well and it fits Orange's style. We saw it in Game 1 work out so successfully.
I think Chen is somewhat weak against Shadow Demon because your stuns are so limited with that support hero, especially against Anti-Mage, right? Some of the most reliable stun is a Doctor Warlord, and you could easily disrupt that and be like, well, there goes your initiation.
They grab the Lone Druid though, and this is, I like it because it's, Orange have run it, actually one of their earlier games, they ran it in the solo mid. The KYX was playing it solo mid, they can put it off lane as well. Mushi generally plays the Gyrocopter as sort of a, I say one position, he was in the off lane earlier on, but this time around, we'll see. I think Orange have shown a lot of versatility with a Lone Druid pick, as well as the Gyrocopter, sometimes safe lane, sometimes off lane, that DK are going to still be guessing about what these lanes actually are.
Yeah, to me, Orange plays good enough kind of for Protect 1 Dota. It's hard to call it for Protect 1 Dota, but the first two games so far, it's just Mushi doing his own thing, and then the rest of the team doing their thing. And when you have Lone Druid that's freely able to kind of push towers, he really helps the rest of your team snowball. Like, if you could win fights without your Lone Druid on the other side of the map is taking towers, and that allows you to snowball so fast, it's even more dangerous than the first snowball they had in first game.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what the last two pick for Orange is, but if you could win,
they're not getting a Chen.
They're not getting a big one. And
I think that was Orange with their third pick. They knew if they pick Chen, Lone Druid gets banned out. If they pick Lone Druid, Chen's getting banned out. They had to decide which they grab, and I think the Lone Druid is more crucial for their strategy.
Yeah, especially against Shadow Demon and Anti-Mage, some of the kind of harder to get kills against. So I'm not sure where Orange goes here. If they could go like, I don't know, insert.
I think Leshrak's good here because I think it's slightly better than the Lina option as far as the fourth position support. You can have some pushing power and just, I guess, a more versatile support hero.
Leshrak's really weak against Kunkka Bolt though, because he's very squishy, so Bolt really kills you at level 1.
Any 5 position support is squishy against Kunkka.
Alright, that's so maybe that's not really
look at
important.
CM, you look at Lina. I think that's,
True.
you don't consider that.
That's not an important point to point out. The more important point is that you're all AoE damage and all burst damage. Coco Rum eats you alive.
Yeah.
Especially against Anti-Mage Spell Shield. If they're using it just for tower pushing, I think that's a good idea, but if you expect him to do some making team fight damage output-wise, I'm not sure how much he's going to give you.
Yeah.
So
they're not going to be, end of the day, they're not looking for their 5 position support to be the hero that wins
sure,
team
they're going to say Gyrocopter, you do the heavy lifting, Lone Druid, you do the heavy lifting. I'm just concerned for Orange Esport, like the 10-minute skirmish, the 12-minute team fight, how they're going to deal with the Kunkka, because so far
there's an Anti-Mage, so I think if anything, Orange will have a numbers advantage, because Anti-Mage doesn't want to come to those team
Well,
fights.
same thing for Lone Druid. Is he going to come to the team fight?
I think if he gets a fast armlet, he can. Maybe they even base because the thing is, Orange, they can base their team fights will be based around pushing towers. They'll have Lone Druid pushing a lane. Maybe they group up with Lone Druid. I've seen a lot of teams. They'll go for a Lone Druid. DK have done this himself. He'll be safe lane, but around 10 minutes in, he'll rotate mid because he's got the tier 1 top tower. He wants the tier 1 mid. Lone Druid's really good at that early push, so I think you can actually base a team fight around Lone Druid coming. Anti-Mage, he's not going to leave his farm.
Yeah, in fact, in the Orange Esport bans out the Nature's Prophet. They don't want somebody that could deal with the team fight and still defend the tower, and that's what DK really excels in, right? We see them TPing into those towers. Also, don't really expect this, or don't kind of bet your money on Kunkka going solo mid, because there's always a possibility of a tri-lane Kunkka. We've seen Yao, I think, played it for LGD like that. So
I think almost this is one of those games. Well, it's only if you think Anti-Mage is going to get a good 1v1 matchup, which right now he's not. Right now we don't know who the offlane is for Orange, but if it's Lone Druid, you don't want Anti-Mage 1v1.
I don't think Gyro. I don't think Anti-Mage beat Gyro either, right?
Well, you're not going to have a Suicide Gyro. Well, we kind of did last game, but it wasn't meant to be a Suicide Gyro.
Mushi's been playing Suicide Gyro all day long, right? So, I don't know.
He's been offensive trial lane Gyro.
And then the supports leave him to join the top. So, we'll see how it actually ends up to be. But in any case, I don't think Anti-Mage wins that solo lane, so it really forces...
I like the Visage band.
Yeah, it really is an important one.
Forgot about this hero, and I think that was almost one of the more likely picks for Orange. There's still, the Leshrak, Lina. Keeper of the Light, probably one of the other sort of more unique supports that's still possible for Orange.
It gives them some global kind of. It gives them a ton of
Yeah.
damage as well, but
The
late game,
no one really benefits a lot from the Chakra. Gyro and Lone Druid just no big.
Yeah, I don't see it. I
Get
don't-
some Keeper Light Storm Spirit last 2 picks.
Hey, that's pretty spicy.
Orange don't like Orange aren't a big Storm Spirit team, but we'll see. I think Beastmaster as a solo mid hero for Orange, if they want to go for this strong mid game push, is going to be where they look. They haven't got any other sort of
10
solo mid that
seconds
could just be tanky, control the flow of the game, be that setup spell. Beastmaster
5
will fit
seconds
really nicely, I
remaining.
feel.
I think Queen of Pain might be a pretty decent pickup as well. It allows you to kind of play 4 hero that do
10.
something and your Lone Druid that does his own thing. And when you get a quick enough
DK
Orchid,
is
you could
time
actually
to
shut down Kunkka and Anti-Mage really, really hard.
Yeah.
Generally, when a team fight happens, Kunkka, you know, he runs at you. He thinks he's going to drop his spells. You Orchid him. Suddenly he's confused. He's like, okay, well, now I'm in big trouble. I rely on Coco Rum to survive. Now he won't get
I think
that.
he throws his spells, then he runs at you.
Sure. Well, it depends on how the team fight actually
Yeah.
begins, or if the Kunkka gets jumped on, or if Kunkka's actually applying the X marks the spot to jump on you. On that note, maybe Queen of Pain isn't a good pick
10
because you get X and
seconds
you die.
remaining.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain not. You have that small sort of 5-minute
5
window where you have
seconds
Orchid and
remaining.
Anti-Mage doesn't have Manta, where you're good against Anti-Mage, but once Anti-Mage is Manta, it's not a good hero to be facing Anti-Mage.
Yeah, actually, Orchid. You know what? I'm just dumb. Orchid's not going to do anything because
Yeah.
if he gets Orchid, he gets disrupted and he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I take it all
Okay.
back about the Quap. Yeah, I'm just not sure what Orange should pick in here. And can you just not eat in front of us, Curtis? Because we're all hungry, and you're like,
Lumi,
Eating-
stay focused. Stay focused.
I can.
okay?
He's just eating a burrito.
You can, Lumi. You can and you will.
All right, they got a
Otherwise,
little
I'll start beating you up here on stream.
They got a wow, this Asian oppression here on BTS. That's why you guys heard it here on.
I'm as Asian fanboy as they come, Lumi.
But-
I've been praising the Chinese teams all weekend long as they lose game after game to Alliance. Okay.
So,
no
ju-
Asian oppression here.
Judging from the draft so far, you think DK? I mean, you talked about the Shrek for Orange Esport. Now DK's got it from their side.
10
They
seconds
they
remaining.
got some really early getting defense because you could go into the lightning build. You
5
have some good
seconds
early game
remaining.
offense, disrupt into sort of the great ganks. So I feel like this is as DK of a
Windrunner at
lineup
your
as you
service.
possibly get, and we're gonna see the same win
Oh,
rate.
don't, not another trial in Windrunner. I don't think it will be, but more likely we see Gyrocopter trialing and Windrunner in like a safe lane solo or even solo mid.
Solo mid, yeah.
I feel like the only lane I like Windrunner in the current metagame is solo mid. I don't like Windrunner sort of as a
I really
suicide
like her.
solo.
I really like her as a support too.
Yeah, support. So yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree there. It's like that dual lane support or even
Yeah.
a tri lane support, defensive support. But I don't like seeing Windrunner as an off lane solo or
10
even a
seconds
a
remaining.
safe lane solo.
I mean, I'm expecting a Kunkka on the mid lane here from the
5
Chinese.
seconds remaining.
How do you think the lane matchup if it's going to be Kunkka versus Windrunner? I don't think it's a clear victory for Windrunner. I almost want to give it to Kunkka because he just harasses so well. He denies so well.
You get regen though. That's the thing. I don't think you can. I think at best you break even on farm. I don't think it's a lane which you say one hero wins.
Okay, yeah, it's fairly even, but again, we don't even know whether it's going to be a mid 1v1
Yeah.
matchup. We'll see. DK definitely have a ton of heroes in their hero pool.
Should you even look towards? I mean, DK if they want to pick up another semi-carry of sorts, they could
10
go for something like a
seconds
Templar
remaining.
Assassin at the mid lane. They could go for a Queen of Pain. Beastmaster though. I was talking about Orange pick up a Beastmaster. Well, DK can do it
Orange's
just
turn
as
to
well,
pick.
and that puts us into a tri-lane Kunkka. The ROTK Kunkka. Let's see it.
I'm not sure though. Do you just stick your 2 support in AM, say you get the free farm here, we do our pulls, and then you put Beastmaster top and Kunkka mid?
No.
No? You want to give a reason why? Just no? You're like, no?
I'm good.
All right. Gut feeling of gods. We'll see whether he is going to be correct or not. Last pickup coming up from
10
Orange.
seconds
It really
remaining.
depends on how they place this Windrunner. If they place this Windrunner as a support, then they need another like a
5
solo mid.
seconds
They can put
remaining.
Gyro solo mid as well. All of these heroes, like every one of Orange hero can solo mid. They're gonna pick up an Orange, so Nyx Assassin and Lina is gonna be the support here. Windrunner either off lane or solo mid. It's gonna be Ohio Windrunner mid. I like this already.
Yeah, a higher Windrunner mid. We will see. Well, most likely. We could always see the offlane Windrunner with a Lone Druid mid, but I would
Sure.
be very disappointed if that's the case.
Actually, they always play the Lone Druid Suicide, right? With KYXY.
no, they've done one of the games yesterday or the day before. They did solo mid Lone Druid.
Okay.
I think they've also done safe lane where they do offensive trial. They actually, I mean, it's almost always KOXY who plays it, but he'll play it in many different lanes.
Okay.
Well, ROTK picks up the Beastmaster. There goes my prediction, maybe. I think more likely than offlane.
I like the part where you said no.
I like the part where I said no as well.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he goes straight jungle because you can